Hello, hello. Bl'Artagnan here with Twilight Banquet, Exdeath raid Lufenia. Bringing a team of Vaan, Warrior of Light, and Iroha. This is a no synergy run, but we're going to be making pretty ample use of Exdeath, as you just saw there. Using the base call, going to be using the Exdeath friend. Not using the Exdeath LD just to kind of prove a point, but this is still quite a restrictive fight. I know it's pretty difficult to get through this without using Exdeath in some capacity. It's possible with, something like Terra Young. Basically, taking advantage of the 2 debuffs on either of them. Or kind of checking risk, thing you can do. But it ain't easy. Pretty tight. Most conventional teams are going to have a lot of trouble doing this without some kind of Exdeath cameo. That being said, the Exdeath call and Exdeath friend gets the job done, so I think there are quite a few teams that can get through this with those 2 pieces in place. And those are pretty much accessible to everyone so long as your friend list is big enough. I guess that, honestly, finding a decent Exdeath friend is probably the biggest challenge to putting a team together for this fight. The reason I brought Iroha here, Warrior of Light and Vaan are self-explanatory. Vaan is just great single target damage, his double debuff helps kind of check the orb, Warrior of Light keeps you safe. With Iroha, I figured, in addition to helping Vaan with the whole multiple dumps thing, like her discount, whatever you want to call it, she also has a lot of decent single target attacks. Her EX, specifically her EX and skill 1, are the main things I'm talking about there. But that's going to be enough, because she's actually going to be spending most of the fight in the sidelines, thanks to that Exdeath friend we mentioned. Oh hell, 2 minutes into the video and I didn't do the, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's an overplayed shill thing and I almost forgot to do it this time, but it does help the channel out quite a bit in terms of exposure or growth, and just helping with the YouTube algorithm metrics, so help a buddy out. So as you can see here, we're getting dangerously close to that orb counting down. We've used our Exdeath base call, so it's time to bring in this Exdeath from our buddy Cross13 on YouTube. Thanks, Cross. It's kind of funny having Warrior of Light on the team here to keep the team safe from those Radiant Shades, but in reality, Vaan's keeping us safe with those blinds. Almost makes them unnecessary. Gotta say, very happy with this Vaan PT that I ended up pulling. Arguably worth the investment. Steep though the price was. Anyway, God, I love that animation. It's so cool. I'm probably going to end up peeking at every time I use that den burst, so that's just something we're going to have to get used to. Sorry about that. If you're still here with us, you know what? Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite burst animation? What burst animation really makes you kind of like lose your shit whenever it goes off? Or if you're, conversely, which burst animation do you think was kind of least impressive? Which is the one you wish had more done with it? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Alright. We're making good progress here. As you've seen, and as you probably saw in my last video, you can abuse the absolute hell out of this burst effect of Exdeaths in this fight, and probably most fights going forward. But it's great here because the effect even takes the orb up, so it keeps us completely safe provided we're not, murdered by these guys when they have a zillion brave and you can't break them. Thanks, Warrior of Light. I take back what I said about the blind being the only thing we needed for this fight. Now, what do we do? I'm just going to be spamming Almagus here because thanks to the double dump it now does more damage than his LD, which is pretty cool. I have a suspicion outside of Synergy that might not always pan out depending on what the reductions are, but we'll get there when we get there, Go ahead and spam Vaan's 3 AAs, which is pretty cool, in order to take advantage of that BT effect. And then we're going to go into the burst. So, I think I actually left one AA unused on Vaan for some reason. I forget why. I don't think there was a good reason for it. Anywho. Just going to go ahead and keep doing our business here. I think that's a big advantage of Friend Exdeath right now is until he gets his BT+, you won't be able to take advantage of his burst effect in a burst phase, so being able to bring a friend in and use another burst is pretty dope. I'll be keeping my Exdeath as set as my friend unit for the foreseeable future, so anyone on my friends list will hopefully be able to take advantage of that. Just more AA usage. I know that some people are doing some very interesting challenge runs here, variations of not bringing Exdeath in any capacity, or only the Exdeath base call, no friend unit, whatever. And that's all really pretty dope. It's impressive shit. I don't think that's going to be for me in this case. I haven't really had the time to focus too much on this fight, and honestly, I kind of feel like my enjoyment of it peaked just using my own Exdeath, so I think that's about as far as we've gotten. But so it goes. There are plenty of other folks out there who've done some much more impressive stuff than I pulled off. I could have used Kurosame Call there just to get it on them and break that guy, but I didn't want to do it in the summon, which kind of doesn't make sense in hindsight, because it's not like we're running afoul of the turn count here, so we could have done it, which is why I ended up doing it here. I realized that a little bit too late. Unfortunately, I realized because I broke him there, he's probably going to unbreak if I use the second instance of the LD. I probably could have used both calls in the summon there. One, then use a skill, then on her next turn, other call, use a skill to get the 2 breaks, because that's what I'm doing here. I brought Strago on Vaan to have 2 sources of instant break, so that as needed I'd be able to access Vaan's LD without having to worry about breaking the enemy. That was my thinking there. Anywho, there we go, there's the fight, no synergy, no Exdeath LD call used, and there we go. I hope you enjoyed, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.